You can tell a poor country or a corrupt country by the condition of its sidewalk. Having been to 151 countries around the world, I think I can assess that. You know, you would never see sidewalks like this in Monte Carlo, Monaco, but you do see it in places like Athens, Greece, or Argentina, Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro, etc. But that's not what this video is about. In this video, I want to talk about the surprising number of people that have actually taken a pet as their replacement for true human interaction, true boyfriend, true girlfriend. And as time goes by, they've actually convinced themselves and they've adopted the fact that is only true in their own mind, that this pet is actually their partner. To a point that, and I've heard this, when you say, hey, you want to come out tonight to go to the movies or you know, go drinking, I've got a friend in town, they say, no, my dog is alone. If I come, my dog will be alone in the house. I met a woman one time in Holland, as God is my witness. She was lamenting that she had lost her job 3 years ago, and she was a local, she was from that country. She lost her job 3 years ago, and she could not find another job. I told her, you're telling me that in 3 years you could not get a single offer, and you're an architect? She said, well, I've had 3 offers that I had to refuse. I'm going, whoa, you're complaining to me that you don't have any money and you got laid off 3 years ago, but you had 3 offers that you refused. May I ask why you refused them? She said, they wouldn't allow me to bring my dog to work. So I had to sit up and tell her, come again? She said, yeah, I like to bring my dog to work. Leaving my dog at home or being away from my dog is out of the question. And I'm going, did your last job that you had, the one you got laid off from, did they let you bring your dog to work? She goes, oh yes. And once that arrangement ended, I have not been able to find a job that allows me to bring my dog to work. So right there and then, I mean, to be honest with you, being armed with the experience level that I have, and you know, sense of inner intuition, I could already tell that there was something very much off about this woman. But when she said that, it got 100% confirmed with it beyond a shadow of a doubt. What do you think? What would you say to a person who says a thing like that to you, as foolish as that? You know, people get used to anything. People get used to any situation in life. And yes, there are people who get used to actually having a pet, a dog, a cat, a parrot, whatever, as their replacement of a partner. I am not talking about having a pet, you know, as just a little entertainment in your home along with your partner and whatever else you have. Or even if you're alone, you have a pet, but you realize it is a pet. It is an animal you need to be kind to, take care of, and you know, caress and I don't know, pet, whatever. But it is not a replacement for a human friend or a human romantic partner. It is just a pet. But some people get used to this idea because as the years go by, and I mean sometimes decades go by, they resign to the fact that this is an acceptable replacement for a human partner. Because no matter what kind of a personality they have, what kind of idiosyncrasies and unacceptable and strange habits they have, they've become so antisocial that only a pet can tolerate them. Because no matter what they do, as long as they're feeding the pet's not going to complain. Hey, you like to leave your clothes at the, you know, on the floor and not wash them for months at a time? I don't care. Just feed me and you're my hero. You're fine. Listen, if people can get used to prison life, if people can get used to being in a prison to a point that when their time is up and they are released, they will deliberately commit a crime to be back into prison again? You don't think they get used to having a pet as a replacement of a human partner? It's sad. It is really sad, and it's definitely, most definitely prevalent more in the West than it is in Eastern cultures. Because in Eastern cultures you have a wide network of family beyond your father and mother and uncle and aunt, but in the West, unfortunately, you get left out cold to die. I've seen caretakers that say they're taking care of this elderly woman, and she has a daughter in another place and a son in another place, but in 3 years that she's been taking care of them, she's never seen them. And the woman, the patient herself, complains that she hasn't seen her children. They call sometimes, is everything okay? But they don't deem her important enough to pay a visit. But back to the main point of this video was that, yes, people get used to any situation in life. People convince themselves of a convenient solution and a convenient excuse, as bizarre and wrong as it may be, such as replacing a human partner, a human being, with a pet, and considering that pet a replacement, an acceptable, viable replacement. And if you come across these people, the ones that have gone that far, if you try to hold a conversation with them, you realize they are too far gone to be fixed. Too far gone to be fixed. Now, I won't get too much into this, but there are some women I've heard that even go beyond just a normal friendship with a pet. They do other things, but that's another story for another time. God help us all. God help us all. Facts of life that we all have to live with, that we all have to know. Thank God that is not true for all of us. And hey, no one can be helped unless they want to be helped. And they realize they have a problem. That's the first step. Signing out from Athens, Greece. Till I see you again.